Flush with endless oil money, Middle Eastern nations are buying up the world's most expensive weapons like they're on a shopping spree. Saudi Arabia alone poured over $80 billion into its defense budget in 2024. Qatar and the UAE are right there with them. Their armories read like a premium defense catalog. F-15s, cutting-edge F-35 stealth fighters, alongside Patriot and THAAD missile defense systems. They're basically collecting the ultimate full set of America's finest weaponry. And yet, nobody in the world actually considers them to be military superpowers. An Arab world of hundreds of millions has never once managed to overpower Israel, a nation of barely 10 million. They've even been bogged down for a decade fighting irregular militias like the Houthi rebels in Yemen. It's a massive paradox, dumping billions of dollars into defense, yet still being unable to protect themselves without the US military. So, what exactly is the reason? Modern military might isn't just built by buying an expensive fighter jet. Maintenance, early warning systems, data links, and logistics all have to mesh together perfectly, like a massive set of gears. But the Gulf monarchies never actually intended to build a highly competent, unified military machine in the first place. Why? Because of a deep-seated trauma surrounding military coups. Between 1931 and 2023, the Middle East saw at least 103 military coups. After watching militaries directly overthrow monarchies, like Nasser did in Egypt, the kings of the Gulf states came to one very clear conclusion. A powerful military is just as dangerous to my throne as any foreign enemy. So, they deliberately fractured their armed forces, splitting them into multiple separate branches, and they appointed commanders based strictly on loyalty to the crown rather than actual military competence. They figured it was safer to just hand over bases and host the US military, a force with zero risk of staging a local rebellion. What these rulers truly wanted wasn't an army built to win wars. It was an army controllable that would never turn its guns on them. The harsh desert terrain of the Middle East offers almost zero natural defensive lines, like mountain ranges. Once a border is breached, enemy forces essentially have a wide-open highway straight to the capital. Furthermore, the beating heart of their economies, critical oil facilities, sit completely exposed in the middle of the desert or along flat coastlines. It's a massive Achilles heel. A single cheap enemy drone or missile strike could paralyze their entire national economy. Waging a large-scale war across these vast deserts requires an immense logistical supply chain, which they simply lack the capability to operate independently. But the even more fatal flaw lies in their demographics. In places like Qatar and the UAE, roughly 90% of the total population consists of foreign migrant workers. Even in a larger country like Saudi Arabia, the actual number of military-aged native men willing to pick up a rifle and fight is shockingly low. The privileged minority of actual citizens who enjoy cradle-to-grave welfare funded by endless oil wealth naturally shun the grueling hardships of military service. The basic manpower pool required to sustain a standing army is practically non-existent. With no citizens willing to pick up a weapon and endless cash to burn, these regimes inevitably turn to foreign mercenaries to fill the ranks. They headhunted veteran soldiers from Pakistan, combat-hardened special forces from Colombia, and even tactical experts from the US and the UK, offering them staggering top-dollar salaries. Ironically, from the ruler's perspective, these foreign mercenaries are actually far safer politically than their own citizens. Because they have no ties to local tribal networks or complex family bloodlines, they have zero incentive and absolutely no reason to participate in a coup. But this business model comes with a cold, hard limit. These mercenaries are never granted citizenship, which carries massive social privileges, and remain complete outsiders. Once their contracts expire, they pack their bags and leave without a second thought. They will gladly pull a trigger for a paycheck, but you can't expect them to lay down their lives to hold the line. That kind of ultimate devotion only comes from a true citizen army fighting for their own homeland. The conflicts unfolding in the Middle East right now aren't clean state-on-state conventional wars. They are messy proxy wars, tangled up in millennia-old sectarian divides, complex geopolitical interests, and dozens of armed militias. Against non-state armed groups fighting in massive urban environments or hiding deep in underground tunnel networks, cutting-edge fighter jets and interceptor missiles simply don't deliver the impact that their astronomical price tags suggest. People often ask, how can hundreds of millions of Arabs fail to defeat a single Israel? But the truth is, the Arab world has never truly united as one, not even against a common enemy like Israel. For Saudi Arabia, the leader of the Sunni world, the most terrifying threat isn't Israel at all. It's actually Iran, a Shia revolutionary state. Israel, on the other hand, is a country that has evolved its entire society into a war machine from the very first day of its founding, driven by the existential dread that defeat equals the absolute annihilation of the state and its people. The royal family's deep-seated fear of coups, a severely flawed demographic structure, and a system that effectively outsources national security with massive wealth. This is the real reason why Gulf states, no matter how much money they pour in, will never overpower fiercely prepared nations built for war. And as long as the desert oil keeps flowing, this flashy yet utterly deformed military structure will undoubtedly continue. What do you think is the biggest threat to stability in the Middle East today? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to keep exploring the hidden sides of geopolitics, please hit that subscribe button and leave a like. Until next time, this is Olivia from Profess Her Room.